Hello, I am the Irish guy, and right, this is going to be rough. Back in November 2019, in the month before you're all forced to have Easter on Zoom, I did a video predicting where the best player of every current Premier League club would be in 5 years' time. It's 5 years later, so, let's just see what I said. I just know this is going to be more embarrassing than getting rejected by Chris Coleman. Yeah. That happened yesterday. Right, let's go.
Arsenal, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, Dele and Fang. I don't see him being in North London for much longer. I'm feeling this fella, who clearly splashes the cash, will be off to China and continue to make 8-figure sums when he's 35. So yeah, I'm going to say Dele and Fang.
Well, this is a great start. First one in the list, and I've said that Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang would be earning mega money at a club which no longer exists. Dele and Fang were dissolved last month, just wrapped up, cancelled, deleted. Their stadium is now about as pointless as Melissa McCarthy's gym coach. You know how wrong this prediction is. Dele and Fang don't exist. I might as well have tipped Aubameyang to appear in season 6 of Breaking Bad. I mean, the last high-profile superstar signing that Dele and Fang actually made was just buying Solomon Rondon from West Brom 5 years ago. I mean, come on, Aubameyang has since left Arsenal for Barcelona, then Chelsea, and now at 34 years old is actually a pretty decent striker for Marseille. Whisper it quietly, but 15 goals and 7 assists in 32 matches. He banged in 5 goals against the European giant monster in Ajax. He's having a great year, and to be fair, he's still very well paid. He's the club's highest earner at £137,000 a week. But no, it's not stupid Chinese money. No, because that bubble has since burst like a balloon filled with kitten wee.
Aston Villa, Jack Grealish, Leeds. Where is Jack Grealish going to be in 5 years? Jack Grealish at Leeds? Sorry, Irish guy, but I'm pretty sure his agent doesn't have brain damage. Listen, alright, yes. Grealish has it in him to get himself a move to a half-decent Premier League team. Maybe an Everton or a Spurs. Maybe. I would imagine Leeds would by then have established themselves as a mid-table Premier League club. So yeah, why not? Grealish to Leeds. And hopefully going to his grave having been capped less times than Shane McGowan has brushed his teeth.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh dear, no. Maybe Everton or a Spurs. 35 caps. 35 caps! I've been hugged less times in my life than Jack Grealish has England caps. I actually said he'd be at Leeds United, and if he's lucky, Everton. I'm sorry, but if Jack Grealish was now at Goodison Park, he'd probably be unluckier than someone who gets hit by a lightning bolt 3 times a day. Instead, he's a £100 million treble winner. 2 Premier Leagues, an FA Cup, a Champions League, a UEFA Super Cup, a Club World Cup with Manchester City. He gets paid £300,000 a week. He has a mega money Gucci deal. He has literally played in the final of a major competition for England on home soil. And I said, Leeds? Leeds? The same fate that's been afforded to Daniel James? The Welsh shrimp with the end product of a depressed bumblebee? Back in 2015, when Grealish turned on Ireland, if you told me the insane levels of success he would enjoy in his future, then I would most likely have just emigrated to the North Pole, married a penguin, and just ate snow until this bloke retired, seeing him become a treble winner. I feel like I've just taken 15 paintballs to my groin. By the way, I was trying to hit 200,000 subscribers as soon as possible. If we could do that, it would be an absolute dream. So, if you're new here and you like the content, hit that big fat red button, you absolute legends. Anyway, back in the video.
Bournemouth, Callum Wilson, Bournemouth. In 5 years' time, Callum Wilson will be 32 years old. And you know what? He won't be in the Premier League either. Not a chance. The lad will... I'm going to say he'll be loyal. He'll stick it out with Bournemouth and will be coming up to a decade at the club. But they'll be bottom half of the Championship, slowly counting down the days until relegation back to League One.
Oh, wow, my tune has changed about Bournemouth. 5 years ago, I was talking about them as being just some irrelevant coffee stain on the English pyramid. Whereas now, I actually think 2024 is going to be their year. But listen, I said that Callum Wilson would show loyalty to Bournemouth and be there for 10 years. Nope. Instead, he left about 6 months after I made this vid, jumping ship to Newcastle, who back then were a miserable dead-end bottom-half club, being suffocated on a Mike Ashley sweaty armpits, and with Steve Bruce in charge as manager. Someone who probably brought a lunchbox filled with 20 muffins to work. If you had told me back in 2019 that within 5 years' time, Wilson would be 3rd in Newcastle's all-time Premier League goal-scoring list, and that he would have competed for this club in the actual Champions League, I'd be so very confused. So this one, again, horribly wrong.
Brighton, Pascal, Gross, Fortuna, Dusseldorf. Sorry, girls, alright, but by 2025, you'll be stapled to the bench of Fortuna Dusseldorf, halfway down Germany's 2nd tier. Prove me wrong, alright? Prove me wrong, Pascal, but all jokes aside, I will most likely have forgotten who the hell you are by then.
Nope. Fortuna Dusseldorf are 7th in the German 2nd tier, while Pascal Gross is still happily playing for Brighton and in the Europa League. I mean, have I forgotten who he is? No, I should think not, because he's got 5 goals and 12 assists this season. It's not some irrelevant banana skin rotting away in Germany. No, he's played virtually every minute of football available to him this season, completing the full 90 minutes 28 times already. This guy regularly makes the Germany squad. This is hopeless. Gross is now better than ever. Maybe I was just programmed into not liking Gross, because his name is often the word that would jump into my head as a child whenever my grandma would ask me for a kiss. But This was a dreadful prediction.
Burnley, Dwight McNeil, Tottenham. You know what? By 2024, this lad is probably going to be lining week in, week out for someone like Spurs. Dare I say it, he's the natural heir to Dele Alli.
What was I thinking? The heir to Dele Alli? You know what? What if you had told me, back when I made this video, that in 5 years' time, both Alli and McNeil would be teammates at the same club? Oh, I'd be doing naked cartwheels in the street. I would assume I was a genius. The heir to Alli. I mean, Everton did sign McNeil just 6 months after they bought Alli from Spurs. Yes, it is crazy to think that Alli has been a Goodison Park for over 2 years now, because I can't remember him doing anything in an Everton shirt. I can't even really visualize him in an Everton training top, even just tucking into one of Weedos in the canteen. I mean, still now, even trying to think of him as an Everton representative, it comes about as naturally to me as if you were to ask me to envisage a monkey biting off Simon Cowell's face. Just what? McNeil and Alli are weirdly teammates, but no, they're both the Goodison Park, not Spurs. So yes, this was pretty wrong.
Chelsea and Kante Monaco. He's not the type to agitate for a move. He seems like a lovely lad. But by 2024, he'll be 33 years old. I'd imagine a return to France. Yeah, someone like Monaco by then.
Monaco? Absolutely not. To be fair, that club did just buy a former Chelsea midfielder last summer, but it wasn't Kante. It was Dennis Zagaria, someone with the Stamford Bridge legacy of a dried yogurt puddle on the couch. But let's just see where you all thought Kante would be. Let's look at the comments on that vid.
That scarf will be rotted with a new owner in 5 years.
I'm sorry, does this scarf look rotted to you? Oh. Yes.
33-year-old Kante is Juventus written all over him. And Kante already said he wants to finish his career at Chelsea.
Yeah. And then he remembered that he likes money. It's laughable. I remember when the media used to hype up Kante's generosity. I mean, this was just a humble, down-to-earth, normal bloke who just wanted to be paid a normal salary. Someone who still drove around in a £10,000 Mini Cooper. A man of the people who like to eat Chinese takeaways and watch Match of the Day with randomers off the street. Yeah, the media just like to conveniently ignore the fact that he was actually Chelsea's best paid player on £290,000 a week, and now he plays for Al Ittihad, where he is paid £86 million a year. He's in the top 10 best paid footballers in the world when he's past it. So can we please scrap the myth that he likes to live a modest life? He's probably got his own James Bond villain-esque shark pool in his bedroom. He probably has a team of butlers wipe his bum on the loo. Even his urinal cakes probably taste like chocolate.
Crystal Palace, Wilfred Zaha, Everton. Okay, let's be honest. Wilfred Zaha is on his way out of Crystal Palace. And so yeah, in 5 years' time, he'll probably just be finishing up at Goodison Park at the ripe old age of 32. Let's hope they finally manage to crack the top 4 by then.
Nope. Did I just hear cracking the top 4 with Everton? No, right now those fans probably yank out their own teeth to keep themselves out of the bottom 4. And Zaha, no, he really did just spend the next 4 years being a big fat fish in a small little pond. Honestly, even now he's probably still finding seaweed in his shorts. He's not at Everton. No, he's instead playing in Turkey for Galatasaray. Although he did at least get to take Champions League football off his bucket list. But again, no, I was very wrong. Am I going to get any of these right?
Everton, Richarlison, Atletico Madrid. You can just see this one, can't you? You have my word. If Richarlison spends his entire career at Everton, I will personally swallow a plate full of squirrel poo. Give it a few years and I wouldn't be surprised to see the Brazilian international ending up in sunny Spain. Just like the rest of them. Probably for Atletico Madrid.
No. Listen, Atletico Madrid sounds about right for a player of Richarlison's profile. And no, he's not still at Goodison Park. So I don't need to stock up on 50 toothbrushes and a cake of toothpaste. But he's at Tottenham. A £60 million signing for Spurs. Not Atletico. I really should have seen this one coming, but he does seem like an Atletico signing though, right? He seems far more of an Atletico buy than Matt Doherty.
Leicester, James Madison, Man United. I've said this before. James Madison is Manchester United written all over him. But I think he'll wind up at Old Trafford next summer. Never mind 5 years. By 2025, the lad will be in his prime and running the show at Old Trafford. Honestly, remember this. I feel like I'm 100% right with this one. I can feel it.
Lads, 5 years ago, James Madison was utter class for Leicester City. They were on an 8-game winning streak, sitting second in the Premier League. He had just ran the show in an historic 9-0 win at Southampton. Yeah, a move to Manchester United would have made a lot of sense. But no, this transfer was sort of destroyed within 2 months of this video being published because the club instead paid £60 million to Sporting Lisbon for Bruno Fernandes. But don't forget, just 3 months before this video was published, Tottenham were the ones desperately trying to sign Bruno, and he wanted to join. He was devastated when the move collapsed. So if Pochettino had gotten his man in the summer, or if Mourinho had gotten him in January, I do believe that Madison would be at Old Trafford now, and this would be a genius call. But no, he's instead at Spurs. Are any of these going to be right?
Liverpool, Mo Salah, Inter Milan.
I give up. I'm on. I'm gone. No.
I'm sorry, lad, but no, I don't think Mo Salah is going to spend 7 years at Anfield. Anyway, you should hope your team is in good enough shape by then that you don't need to be relying on a 32-year-old winger anyway. I think by then he'll have returned to the slower pace of Italian football, probably squeezing the last morsels of energy out of his legs at someone like Inter Milan. And if you think that's unrealistic, lads, just think how good Alexis Sanchez was doing 5 years ago, alright? It happens.
What? I give up. I give up. I give up. Mo Salah at Inter Milan. Inter Milan. I compare his downfall and decline to that of Alexis Sanchez. Stop talking. Stop talking now. I mean, to be fair, nobody had forecast the fall of Sanchez either. He's not accused Eden Hazard, who clearly like to frequent Burger King 6 times a day. No, both Sanchez and Salah have immaculate six packs. Both guys have equal levels of professionalism. It says for some reason the Chilean seemed to melt like a wet panini after he quit Arsenal. Maybe the piano was poisoned, I don't know. Look. Inter Milan are reigning Champions League finalists who are top of Serie A, utterly ripping that league to shreds. And there is an argument that could be made right now that they are a better team than Liverpool. I mean, they've only dropped 9 points this season. At the very least, the comparison is close. So again, I mean, if you had told Salah to join Inter in the morning, I don't think he would start suddenly weeping into a bowl of porridge. I don't think he would be banging his head off the telly, because Inter are pretty class. But no, this is still horribly wrong.
Man City, Kevin De Bruyne, Man City.
Yes! Yes! I've got one right!
I think in 5 years, Kevin De Bruyne is probably going to be in the same situation as David Silva is now. 33 years old, sitting on the Man City bench, winding down the days, hours and minutes left on his contract.
Kevin De Bruyne rotting on the Manchester City bench. What is this?
Man United, David De Gea, PSG. Yeah, I know. David De Gea just signed a 6-year contract worth 117 million quid. I know. But lads, let's be honest here. We all know there's not a chance he's going to see that one out. Do I think David De Gea will spend 14 years of his life at Old Trafford? No, never. Not a hope. By 2024, De Gea will be nowhere near Old Trafford. Probably fighting for Champions Leagues at PSG.
Not a chance. He sees that deal out. He did. This is arguably the most surprising one on the list because David De Gea is the only one so far who is unemployed and has been for 9 months. He has been without a job for the entire length of her pregnancy. He is this close to going on Jeremy Kyle. He absolutely did see out the entirety of his Manchester United deal, but all he's had since were tentative links to Newcastle, Real Betis, Al Nassr, Bayern Munich. There was strong interest from Al Shabab, but really, he's now just stuck in the same goalkeeping limbo that Joe Hart found himself in when he was kicked out of Manchester City and had to settle for weird last-minute moves to Torino, West Ham and Burnley. I said PSG. No, I mean, De Gea would gladly probably eat a family of wild mice to force to remove to the French capital, but no, really, he's just sitting at home watching Game of Thrones every day. It's sad.
Newcastle, Alan Saint-Maximin, Marseille. Alan Saint-Maximin is undoubtedly a top player. Marseille will probably be his level.
Oh lads, Alan Saint-Maximin is a wonderful player, but it's such a sad waste of talent. No, he's not even at Marseille. He was pushed out of Newcastle last summer, sold Al Alli for 23 million quid. The Saudi Pro League is a division for washed up superstar footballers, guys who are only 2 or 3 years away from being invited to Soccer A. To be there at 26 years old, no. It's a bit like seeing a 30-year-old woman just down the local bingo hall looking for a date, just sitting in a room that stinks of nappies for the elderly. It's just very sad. I would actually be happier to see Saint-Maximin playing competitive European football for Marseille than just wallowing in the desert. It's just grim.
Norwich, Timu Puki, Brøndby. In 5 years, the lad will be 34 years old. Yeah, why not? Stuck on the Brøndby bench in 2025.
Again, nope. He's currently an MLS goal machine. 10 goals in 14 games for Minnesota United, some 6,500 miles away from Brøndby. So this is probably my most geographically incorrect one.
Southampton, Nathan Redmond, Birmingham. Yeah, why not? He'll end up back there, I'd say.
I'm as surprised as anyone that Nathan Redmond is still a Premier League footballer. At 29 years old, he's a complete and utter Burnley bench warmer after being signed from Besiktas last summer. Don't get me wrong, he is absolutely championship standard. And he belongs at a team like Birmingham, but no. Again, of course I'm wrong. Of course!
Sheffield United, Dean Henderson, Man United. Dean Henderson's own head. He will be starting week in, week out for Manchester United by the time he's 27. You know what? Yeah, okay. I'll give you that one. It's not unheard of that he'll soon be Man United's number 1.
Nope! Lads, back when I made this video, Dean Henderson was only a few weeks away from getting ridiculous £50 million links to Chelsea. This goalkeeper had hype. Yeah, he since had a pretty rotten loan spell at Nottingham Forest. He joined Crystal Palace for £15 million in the summer and had to wait until Christmas to make his debut, and has since had a run of games in the first team. But, I mean, he was dropped last night and is probably now going to be Oliver Glasner's number 2, which would absolutely mess up his plans of going to Euro 2024 with England. Manchester United number 1? Absolutely not.
Tottenham, Harry Kane, Tottenham. Yeah, in 5 years, Kane will be 31. Still at Spurs, edging closer to that record, and possibly having a statue put up outside the ground. Let's hope for his own sake he might have actually won a goddamn trophy by then.
No, I didn't even get this one right. Bayern Munich next.
Watford, Abdoulaye Doucouré, Rennes. In 5 years, he'll just be a few weeks off his 32nd birthday. So yeah, halfway down the French league, back at Rennes. It makes sense.
Yeah, this one is kind of harsh, right? Tipping Abdoulaye Doucouré to just be in a semi-retirement home in France with Rennes. Instead, he's still a pretty key, important player for Everton and a bit of a fan favourite. So no, very wrong.
West Ham, Declan Rice, Chelsea. Rice came through the ranks at Stamford Bridge. They'll need a replacement for Kante. He's seemingly married at the hip to Mason Mount. Yeah, why not? £50 million signing.
This wasn't the worst prediction. It really wasn't. I mean, don't forget, Frank Lampard did try to bring Declan Rice to Chelsea. Instead, he has since left West Ham, but not a £50 million move to Stamford Bridge. Oh no. Instead, it's a £100 million move to Arsenal. But considering that I tipped Grealish to wind up at Ellen Road, this one isn't as crazily wrong as I thought it might be.
Wolves, Ruben Neves, Inter Milan. If Ruben Neves ends up spending 7 years at Wolves, I will eat a bowl of pig kidneys. You have my word on that, lads. It is not going to happen.
Lads, this was close. This was pretty close. Ruben Neves spent 6 years at Wolves. If he had not quit them last summer, then yeah, I would be having to ask for a very weird order at the butcher's and wincing every time I hear the theme tune for Peppa Pig.
Inter Milan, who look like they're finally getting their act together after a decade of disappointment. Yeah, I can see them snapping this lad up sooner or later.
I said Neves would go to Inter Milan. Again, no, he's also sold his soul for the cash, winding up at Al Hilal. So that's it. I got one right. Kevin De Bruyne is still at Manchester City. Oh, well done me. 1 out of 20. That is 5%. 5% right. If I got 5% on the French exam at school, my mum would have placed me up for adoption on a Chinese website. Anyway, that's the end. Let me know, what do you think? Let me know, how bad was this? Let me know how bad. We all know how bad it was, but let me know. If I enjoyed the video, don't forget to give it an extra, because as always, I'll talk to you in a while.